Come closer, my little adventurers. Find your favorite spot. Tuck your feet under the blanket and listen. Do you see how the firelight dances on the walls, casting long, flickering shadows that look like magic trees? Tonight, Grandma has a story about a different kind of dance, a secret journey into a world hidden deep beneath our feet, where the stars are replaced by diamonds and the rivers hum a quiet tune. Imagine a great white castle, standing tall against a velvet blue sky, with high stone towers that reach for the moon. In this castle lived a king and his 12 daughters. Each princess was more beautiful than the last. Some had hair like spun silk. Others had eyes like deep forest pools. They lived in luxury, and every night they slept together in one enormous grand room, filled with the scent of jasmine and lavender. The king loved them more than all the gold in his treasury, but he was also very, very puzzled, because every single night a mystery occurred that no one in the kingdom could explain. Close your eyes now. Imagine the heavy silk curtains and the glow of the candles. And let's begin. Every evening, with a heavy iron key, the king would lock the princess's door and bolt it tight, making sure no one could enter or leave. But every morning, when he turned the key and opened the heavy oak door, he rubbed his eyes in utter surprise. There, at the foot of each bed, lay their shoes, but they were no longer the neat, polished slippers from the night before. They were scuffed, torn, and completely worn out, with great holes in the soles, as if the girls had been dancing for hours on end through rocky paths and marble floors. The king's wonder turned to a grand challenge. He sent messengers with golden trumpets to every corner of the land. Whoever can discover where my daughters dance at night shall choose the princess he loves most to be his wife, and he shall wear the crown when I am gone. Oh, many brave princes and clever explorers came to try, but the room was too quiet, the air too still. One by one, they all fell into a sleep so heavy that even a thunderstorm wouldn't have woken them. And in the morning, they remembered nothing but silence. Then, one misty afternoon, a poor soldier arrived at the city gates. He was no longer young, his cloak was dusty, and his feet were tired from years of long travels across the world. As he walked along a forest road lined with ancient whispering oaks, he met an old woman with a bright red shawl and eyes that twinkled like lanterns. "Where are you wandering to, soldier?" she asked in a voice that sounded like rustling leaves. "I don't really know," he joked with a tired smile. "Maybe I'll go to the castle to find out where those princesses go. I wouldn't mind being a king and resting my weary legs for a while." The old woman smiled, a knowing, secret smile. "It isn't as hard as they say, brave soldier. Just remember this. When they bring you the cup of sweet juice before bed, do not let a single drop touch your tongue. Pretend to be fast asleep and wait." From under her shawl, she pulled a magical cloak, as light as a spider's web and grey as the morning fog. "When you wear this, the world will not see you. You will be as invisible as the wind," she said. And before he could thank her, she vanished into the golden shadows of the trees. That night, the soldier found himself in the castle. The air was filled with the smell of beeswax and expensive perfumes. As he prepared for bed in the room next to the princesses, the eldest sister brought him a silver cup. He was clever, though. He had hidden a small sponge under his chin. He pretended to drink, letting the liquid soak into the sponge, and then he lay down. Within minutes, he began to snore, a loud, deep, rumbling snore that echoed through the hallways. The 12 princesses heard him and laughed, their voices sounding like tiny silver bells. They thought he was lost in dreams. They hurried to their wardrobes, throwing open the heavy doors to reveal dresses made of lace, silk, and satin. They put on sparkling jewels that caught the light of the dying fire. They brushed their long hair and put on brand new satin slippers. Only the youngest sister stood by the window, looking out at the dark garden. "I feel as if something strange is about to happen," she whispered, shivering. "My heart feels heavy, like a storm is coming." "Don't be a little goose," the eldest laughed, adjusting her crown. "This soldier is snoring louder than a bear. He won't wake up until noon." Then the eldest princess went to her bed and tapped it 3 times. With a low, grinding sound, the bed began to sink into the floor, revealing a wide stone staircase that led deep into the earth. One by one, the princesses descended into the darkness. The soldier quickly threw on his magic cloak and followed them, his heart racing. He was so close that halfway down, he accidentally stepped on the hem of the youngest sister's shimmering dress. "Someone is pulling my gown," she cried, her voice trembling. "It's just a nail in the old stone wall," the eldest replied impatiently. "Keep moving, the night is short." At the bottom of the long, winding stairs, they stepped out into a place of impossible beauty. They were in a forest, but it was like no forest the soldier had ever seen. The ground was soft as velvet, and the trees were made of pure, solid silver. Every leaf, every twig, every bud glowed with a cool, pale light that illuminated the path like 1,000 moons. The soldier, wanting a token of this magic place, reached up and snapped off a small silver twig. The sound echoed through the silent woods like a gunshot. "Did you hear that?" the youngest princess gasped, stopping in her tracks. "It is only a salute of joy," the eldest cried. "The palace is welcoming us." They walked further, and the silver forest gave way to a forest of pure, radiant gold. The air here felt warm and heavy, and the golden leaves hummed a low, metallic song as the wind brushed past them. Crack! The soldier snapped off a golden branch, and the sound was even louder this time. Finally, they reached a 3rd forest, and this was the most magnificent of all. The trees were made of bright, sparkling diamonds. Every branch was heavy with crystals that reflected a rainbow of colors, dancing on the floor of the cave. When the soldier snapped a diamond twig, the sound was like a crystal glass, breaking, sharp and clear. Eventually, they reached the shores of a great underground lake. The water was as still as a mirror, reflecting the glow of the diamond trees. 12 golden boats were waiting there, and in each boat sat a handsome prince with a crown of his own. The invisible soldier hopped into the last boat, sitting right beside the youngest princess. "The boat feels so heavy today," the prince said, wiping his brow and rowing with all his might. "The water feels like thick honey. I have to row twice as hard to move us." "It must be the warm air of the cavern," the princess replied, though she looked around with worried eyes. On the far side of the lake stood a magnificent castle, carved from the very rock, but glowing with 10,000 lanterns. The sound of trumpets and the rhythmic beat of kettle drums drifted across the water. They entered a grand ballroom with floors of polished marble. There the princesses danced with their princes, whirling and spinning in circles that seemed to never end. The invisible soldier danced among them, sometimes even sipping from their golden wine cups when they set them down. The cups would be empty when the princesses turned back, leaving them blinking in confusion. They danced until the stars in the world above began to fade, and their satin shoes were worn to shreds against the floor. The soldier followed them back for 3 nights, witnessing the same magical ball each time. On the 3rd night, he took a heavy golden cup as his final token. When the time came to stand before the king, the air in the throne room was tense. The 12 princesses stood behind the heavy curtains, listening with bated prekonani. "Tell me, soldier," the king said, his voice echoing, "where do my daughters dance their shoes to pieces?" The soldier pulled the silver branch, the golden branch, and the diamond branch from his cloak. He set the golden cup on the table. "In a castle beneath the earth, Your Majesty, beyond the forests of silver and gold." The princesses stepped out, their faces pale. They knew their secret was out, and they told the king the whole story of the enchanted princes and the hidden ballroom. The king, true to his word, allowed the soldier to choose his bride. The soldier, thinking of the long years of wandering he had done, chose the eldest princess, and a wedding was held that lasted for an entire month, with music that could be heard for miles. And so, my darlings, our story ends. The soldier didn't need his magic cloak anymore because he had found a home, a family, and a bed that didn't require him to pretend to sleep. And the princesses, well, they only danced at the royal balls in the castle gardens from then on, and their shoes stayed safe, polished, and whole under their beds. Do you hear that? The fire is turning to glowing embers, and the house is quiet and still. It's time for you to hop into your own beds and pull the blankets up to your chins. Perhaps tonight you will dream of a forest where the leaves are made of silver and the boats are made of gold. Sleep tight, my treasures. Good night, sweet dreams. And Grandma will see you very soon.